Sorry, guys, I'm having a bit of a problem this morning. Can you hear me? Okay, good. So, welcome to Vlog Media Breeze. I'm here today to do Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know if you saw the show this weekend, but it was fire. It was everything. Um, of course, it's an own network produced show, and it was called Mar So Messy. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. If you are here, please click the like button. Feel free to get into the chat. And I'm using kind of a different system today, checking on some things. So it's not my system, it's a major system that I'm using to kind of monitor some things here today. So, Marcel Messi, it starts out with Marcel and Tisha. They are out to eat. And I guess they are talking about the celebration of their 15th year anniversary. The thing that got to me in this particular setting with them is that Marceau talks about a trip to Africa that he took by himself. He did not take Tisha with him. And the other thing is when he got there, his phone didn't work. Imagine that. His phone didn't work the whole time he was there. And he also took a selfie of himself, I guess to show that he was in Africa. And you guys, these men on this show are really very conniving. I just can't imagine. I'm just going to give you a thought process, right? Suppose he was there in Africa with another female. Suppose he was. Then that would mean that it's possible she could have taken the picture, maybe not. It did look like a selfie. You could see his arm had, held out a little, or the way he was positioned, it looked like it could potentially have been a selfie. This could have been a perfectly innocent trip. This is just my mindset, um, letting you know what I think about it. So, but let's just say that he was there with someone, right? Um, That person I mean, that could very well be the reason his phone didn't work. He didn't wanna be disturbed. He didn't want that person and him to be disturbed. It's just odd the way he treats his relationship with Tisha. I just find it utterly disrespectful, just really disrespectful. Why would you want to go on a trip like that? And it's not even just that it's Africa, but why would you want to go on a trip like that and not take at least your wife, even if you're going to leave the children home to be babysat by one of the grandmothers? Why would you not at least take your wife? Um, the other issue is, let's see here. Whenever Tisha was speaking to him and she was talking I'm trying to get through this, you guys, I'm sorry. I'm watching something and I'm watching how, um, these people have really hacked and hijacked my YouTube channel, and I sent out some emails this week, and I don't know if the people even got the emails. That's just how badly they've hacked my system. Um, I digress. Back to Love and Mary Huntsville. So his phone didn't work. He said he went to Africa to reevaluate his life. When people start to search, I just want to put this out here because you guys know I'm a daughter of God. So when people start to search and make their lives better, the answer is Yah. The answer is God in heaven through Christ. That's how we make our lives better. People often say that I need to try to make my life better. I want to make some changes. That that thing that you're feeling in your spirit is God reaching out to you. So if he wants to make his life better, he should have taken his Bible and read his Bible in Africa. That would have really helped to bring some blessings about. Not to say that he and Tisha are not already blessed. Um, they talk about Tisha's talking about old girl. She refers to they start talking about the post that Marcel put up, and I believe he put that post up on Instagram to prove that Maurice was there. Because remember, at the reunion, Maurice kept saying he wasn't there at the uh, in Atlanta, but he was there, and Marcel put that picture up to show that he was there. And um, so they start talking about that post, and Tisha starts referring to coleslaw or chitlins, is what I like to call her. Starts referring to her as "old girl," and she says, "Oh, girl, tried to do blah blah blah." She was talking to her husband, and he says, "Look, don't talk about them because when you talk about them, that gives them ammunition." That's what he tells her. That's at least what he uses to Tisha. I think that he doesn't want Tisha to bring her up because it may um, cause her to continue to expose Marceau. So Marceau also mentions that he wants an assistant. And Tisha tells him, and he wants a female assistant. Um, Tisha tells him that if he wants an assistant, that the assistant, if it's a female, that she would have to be approved by Tisha, which I concur with Tisha on that because of Marceau's ways, or because of the way he moves in that marriage. I don't blame Tisha for wanting to approve a assistant for him. Um, But I wanna go back and talk about the guy's trip to Atlanta because, Tisha tells him he's so messy, hence the title, Marceau Messy. She said, "You are so messy because you put that post up, and old girl," she kept referring to coleslaw as old girl, and Marceau shut Tisha down. She kept saying she wanted to express herself, and she wanted to tell him what she was thinking, and he kept shutting her down. So you guys get into the comments and tell me what you thought about that moment because he does that to her a lot. He is overtly controlling. In fact, you guys, I think that there's something within Tisha's spirit that has caused her to want to go ahead and get her 2 degrees and get her, be a broker and be a developer and get herself set up in such a way because Tisha is a developer. She's not just a broker. She is a developer, which means she can go in and do contracts with the city, do contracts with other, county and federal governments to build construction, to construct projects. I hear people on other channels. I was listening to actually Tisa Tells, and people were coming on the channel mixing up developer with broker. A developer is not a broker. They are not the same thing. So please, and there was another person on over there saying that it doesn't take much to get a broker's license. I don't care what state in the United States of America that you are in, it takes a lot to get a broker's license. There are very brilliant people, including myself, who fail the test the first time, and we have to go back and take it again. So it takes a lot. That's why, like, here in North Carolina, it's 72 hours, between 72 and 80 hours worth of study, worth of in-class time. So for the person over there who's saying, "Oh, yeah, this doesn't take anything to get your broker's license," I would be willing to bet she doesn't have one because it takes a lot to get your broker's license. And you're talking to a college graduate. Okay, I've had to do a lot of studying. Um, and that broker's license here in North Carolina anyway, it's a biatch. Okay? The way that test is set up, oh my goodness. I made a 765 on the GMAT, and I had to take the real estate exam twice. Go figure, okay? Um, so I just wanted to put that out there because I listened to Tisa Tells. I really like her, um, and the dialogue that she's very intelligent, the dialogue that she gives to her audience over there. So I digress on that. I just wanted to like put that out there because I'm talking about Tisha, and I want you to know the woman has 2 masters. She is a developer and she's a broker. So I believe she was putting those things in order because there's something in her spirit that maybe lets her know that her marriage could potentially go awry, and she wants to be prepared. That's what I think, because whenever this show first started, they were talking, they were giving their monologues, and they were talking about how they had met, and Marceau and Tisha both had agreed that Marceau would be the person who goes out to work and she would stay home, raise the children. So they were going to have a very traditional marriage. But then we see the following season, a lot of that changed. Actually, a lot of that changed midway through the first season when Tisha was talking about going back to school or getting back into the real estate, and stuff like that. And Marceau kept trying to hold her back. As we can see, he cannot hold her back. She's a confident person, even though I don't like the way she has done Mel, and we're going to get to that shortly. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on my take on her and Mel. Um, but I gotta hurry up because I gotta be out of here in like 45 minutes. Okay. Um, so I wanted that's their dinner. Okay. He talks about also having an assistant. She said that she wants to choose if it's a woman. And he looks at her, he says, "Why do you have to choose?" Marceau is questionable. He is highly questionable. And the way he threw his brother Maurice over under the bus. Um, and I know I'm jumping around here, but this is my channel, and sometimes that happens with me when I'm trying to get through it. Um, he keeps telling, the way he threw Maurice under the bus when he posted that post on his Instagram. He and Tisha, they keep referring to coleslaw as that girl, or Tisha does anyway, that girl or old girl. Um, and Marcel doesn't want Tisha to give old girl what she wants. That's what he's saying. Um, I know I put a hashtag cool bajan tone B. I have something at the end of this video that I want to share with you guys real briefly. I meant to do it in the beginning, but I'm going to do it here shortly. And like I said, get over in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. So Marcel tells Tisha, when someone calls you a dog, don't bark. The worst thing you can do when someone calls you a dog is to bark. He says that to her. I just thought that that was the most degrading analogy to compare what his wife was doing as calling her a dog. I just thought that was just a terrible analogy. I think that he's upset because he is afraid that Tisha is going to eventually find out, or that something is going to come out through social media about his cheating, that she's eventually going to find out that it's true. And I think that she has a hint of it already, as I shared with you just now. So I'm going to move on from their dinner. Next, they show Martell. Martell's in the gym with Lewis. He says the last year and a half, he's been really going through a lot. If you notice, Martell in this scene just puts down Mel. He even accuses her of cheating on him first, and that is not what happened. She separated from you because you were cheating, and then supposedly she had an affair. I don't know if I believe that about Mel, because most of us as women, when we are in love, it isn't that easy to just go get with another man if you have any substance about yourself as a woman. If you are a quality woman, it is not that easy for you to move from man to man. It really isn't. So I don't believe that I think that Mel maybe made up that story to embarrass Martell. And if she did, what she should have done in the reunion was say, look, I never cheated on you. I just said that because I wanted to make you jealous. I wanted to make you mad. I sent you that recording because he said he had a recording. So I'm sure he doesn't have a recording of her in the act. So she must have sent him the recording. And I would have said to him, listen, I did that to make you jealous. But now that the marriage is over, I don't mind telling you that because we can move on with the truth. I never cheated on you. I never would have. I loved you too much to cheat on you. So that's not something I would have done. I just wanted to let you know that I was trying to make you think, "Hey, you're not the only one." I would have said that to him, because I really do not think that she cheated on him. That's why she made up that immediate lie at the reunion and said, uh, "Let me just be clear. He gave me fellatio. I didn't give him fellatio." And I'm going, "Really, Mel? When does that happen? When you're in the act? That just would never happen. You're both doing it." Um, so Lewis says that Mel. I'm sorry. One moment. Da, 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 da. Oh, this is what I wanted to bring out too. Martell and Coleslaw always troll Mel. If you will really pay attention, like they just love to put her down or they love to mimic her. I'm finding that a lot of people on this show, with the exception of Tisha, love to mimic Mel. They don't know how to find their own way. Like Destiny doesn't know how to find her own way. That her singing in the studio, I was like I was cringing. I was cringing. I was like, "Destiny, that is not no one's going to her voice is not good." I didn't like the song, I didn't like her voice, I didn't like the lyrics. It was all bad. And contrary to what some people say over here on YouTube, a lot of people say that, um, they don't think that Mel can sing. I disagree. Mel has a beautiful voice. It's not a strong voice, it's not a Tina Marie kind of voice, but her voice in a very mellow way is beautiful, and she can make beautiful love songs with her voice. Destiny, however, cannot do that. Destiny needs to just go like sing. She's one of those shower singers. Sing when you're in the shower. Please, girl. But you know what? I have to, you know, I have to, really um commend Destiny on the other hand because she is in the process of trying to do something with her life. Her business, as we could see, no one was coming in that store to buy anything. I didn't even see anything really on the shelves to buy. Um, and now she's trying this singing thing. She's given an event, but she keeps trying to copy whatever Mel is doing. She's trying to copy whatever Mel is doing, and she needs to find her own way. Did you see her and Tisha? They did that commercial for some hair product. I'm going to tell you this. I don't like when companies go and get famous people or reality stars like Tisha, who already has good hair and good skin. If Tisha was to do a commercial product for good hair and good skin, I would not buy it because Tisha, you come with that skin. You have beautiful skin, you have beautiful hair. We see that. You already had it. So there's no product that made you that way. So I'm not gonna buy the product. I mean, you should probably, uh, go and do advertisements or promote, like, dish detergent or something, or laundry detergent. I would buy that because we all have dirty clothes. But to say that you used a product that really made your hair better, Tisha, no. You come with that, okay? And we know this. That product did not make your hair better. Your hair was already good. Your skin is already good. So hair and skin products, you need to stay out. Beauty products, um, unless they're superficial like eyeshadow, maybe you can do your favorite eyeshadows or something. Your favorite blushes or something. Um, but I just wanted to put that out there because I saw her in Destiny doing this advertisement for hair. Um, so I digress on that, and I want to get back. Um, the reason that Martell does not understand why the others came for Louis and Tiffany at the reunion is characteristically irresponsible, and so is Louis. Anytime you can't see why they were asking Tiffany and Louis why it is that they wanted everyone else to be transparent, but they were not being transparent, you step in and take up for them. You're characteristically irresponsible, Martell. That's why you don't see that. You need to examine yourself. The way you become characteristically responsible is you examine yourself, you examine your motives. I think you're a person who doesn't sit back and really reflect on his life. Maybe this divorce is getting you to do that to some degree, but most of the time, I don't think that you're that person. And um, Lewis says he doesn't ever want to see a black marriage, you know, go end, for no reason at all. Um, yeah, he's ended his marriage. He ended a marriage. Okay, so I don't understand that. Um, so next they go to the scene on Kimmie and Maurice. Kimmie has a dog, Zeus. Uh, Maurice and Kimmie are too cute. Whenever they're making a joke, Kimmie says that she tells Maurice that children and dogs are the way to really to make you feel good and to give you therapy in your life. And Maurice says, "Okay, and husbands." And Kimmie says, "Dogs and children." And they start laughing. So I just think they're cute. Kimmie has actually grown on me. If you've looked at my previous videos, you'll see that I actually believe that she was a crossover, that there was, a crossover between her and Maurice's relationship from his previous marriage. And I stand by that. However, I wanna move on from that and just not I wanna try not to bring it up again because she's growing on me. I'm beginning to see why people really, really like Kimmie. I really liked her, um, in this episode, even though I don't like how she's handling this Maurice cheating thing. Maybe behind the scenes, they're doing something a little bit different, but I think that she let him off too easy to just say that she remember in this scene with her and Mel, she tells Mel she believes her husband. She believes that he did not cheat. Well, he never said he did not cheat. He just said he didn't cheat with a linebacker. Okay. Okay, Kimmy. Um, but they are a cute couple. I love Maurice and Kimmy, and I'm gonna pray for their marriage that it just lasts forever because I want them, whatever this thing is, to get beyond it and to move forward and just to give us, good reality, you know, real estate TV. Um, I do like how Kimmy told him how she went directly to the question, did you cheat? He still beat around the bush after telling her that if she ever asked him a direct question, he would give her a direct answer. Well, she asked him a direct question, and he still was beating around the bush. You know, um, they talk about the photo that was posted by Marceau. Um, and Kimmy, she point blank says to him, this is the thing: is the story made up? Did you really sleep with the linebacker? And this is where he says, "You can ask the people who know me. I would never have dated a linebacker." So you guys, you see, he never gives her a direct answer. He says ultimately, the only person that matters is Kimmy. Kimmy tells him that he really needs to care that because he kept saying he doesn't give a F, right? So she tells him, "You need to give a F." And he does. He needs to give a blank about what people say about his marriage because it affects the marriage and it affects her in the marriage. And if she's asking him about it, he needs to care about it. We still, by the end of this show, we still don't have, by the end of this episode, we don't have a straight answer from Maurice. Maurice and Marceau, I tell you, they are just alike. Um, Maurice continually directs the conversation or misdirects the conversation from what Kimmy is trying to get at, but she holds him to task. She holds him to task, and he still doesn't answer the question. Not that I could see. So I'm going to move on from that because later on they're going to have dinner with Marceau and Tisha, and also Micah and his wife. Micah is Maurice and Marceau's brother. I mean, my goodness, Huntsville and the M's. All the men have to have a name that starts with a M, I'm telling you. So next, I've already talked about Destiny, so I'm not going to talk about that, but her and Tish are in the studio, and I've already told you what I thought about her singing, so I'm not gonna go over that. Um, I do wanna talk about their conversation, though, because they're talking about when Mel overheard Destiny and Tisha in the hotel room, overheard them talking about her, and so Destiny is having this conversation with Tisha, telling her that Mel had and her had breakfast or lunch or something where they had that discussion, and Mel asked about it, and that Mel told Destiny it's not the conversation that mattered to her, it was that she was having a conversation about her with her enemy. So Mel considers Tisha an enemy, and she should. I was listening to some other channels this weekend, and they were saying that they think Mel is jealous of Tisha. No, Tisha's jealous of Mel. If you go back to first season, season 1, episode 1, Tisha and Kimmie are at the spa. Mel comes in, but when before Mel gets there, Tisha is talking pure crap about Mel. This was the first season. So Tisha is the first one who came from Mel. And Mel has seemingly tried to mend that relationship multiple times over the past few seasons. And every time she mends it, Tisha takes it a step backwards, just like she did at the reunion. Mel thought they had mended the relationship, but then at the reunion, Tisha brings up that Mel tried to destroy her marriage. You know, if I was Mel, I would consider her an enemy at this point and move on. And I like Tisha. I love Tisha, I really do. I like her. Her mom has grown on me a little bit. Sometimes people grow on me. I'll start out a little rugged with you, but you can grow on me. I'm open. Um, but I like Mel better. Mel is my number one. I like Mel better than anyone on the show. Um, so Tisha says that it's all so childish and she didn't know that Mel considered her an enemy. Tisha, you need to go back and look at the things you've said about Mel from the beginning to the end on this show. Just on the show alone. Look at the things you've said about her and see if you would consider yourself a friend or a foe. So next, Mel and Kimmie, Kimmie, Mel and Kimmie are at lunch. They're doing charcuterie boards, and they talk about the post. Um, Kimmie says this post has been a whole thing. So she can't believe it's been a whole thing. And I want to pause here and say, you guys, even though they are talking about the post, they are not talking about chitlins or coleslaw. They're not talking about her. They're talking about the situation. This has nothing to do with her branding, as she recently came out and said that she wanted to commit suicide. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Oh my goodness. She wanted to, you know, undo herself. Um, Mental health is important. Anyone who is feeling that way needs to get help. And if you've been feeling that way for the past 3 years, you need to seek therapy for real, because you're a mother of 2 children, and to say that not being on a show makes you want to unlive yourself, whoa, that's crazy. Just because you're not on a show? Because that's what she's basically saying when you go back and look at her post. She's saying that, and notice the timing of it and all, okay? For some reason, she's taking this show personally. Don't watch the show then. Coleslaw, chitlins, don't watch the show, okay? Um, so it's been a whole thing. And I learned the timing of Kimmie and Maurice's relationship, because the post was a trip they took in 2015, but Kimmie and Maurice in 2014 bought a home together. Also, Kimmie clearly tells Mel that she believes Maurice, And Mel says, "If you find out that he did cheat, what are you going to do?" And Kimmie says she believes him, and, she just goes on to define cheating as that happened before they were married, and she's not going to risk her marriage over something that happened before their marriage, and I understand it because she didn't know about it until the picture came out. She only recently, even learned got wind of anything that Maurice might have been doing when this post was made. So she's already married to him now, so it doesn't make sense for her to, in hindsight, go back and divorce him based on something she didn't even know about, okay? She wants to move forward in her marriage, I support that. Um, so Mel tells Kimmie also about her overhearing Destiny and Tisha negatively gossiping about her. She goes on to tell her that she's going to be giving a pajama party. And I remember when she gave that pajama party, it was back in December around Christmas time, because I remember Kimmie came on and she said something on Mel's Instagram. And I remember thinking, well, where's Tisha and Destiny? So this is the pajama party she's talking about. Mel says the door for having a relationship with Destiny is closed. And I don't blame you. I tried to tell you in one of my videos last season, Destiny is jealous of you. She's also jealous. That's why she's trying to do everything that you're doing. And that's why she's into your man, your ex-husband, not your man anymore, but your ex-husband. Um, let's see here. So that's it for their little combo. The last scene I want to talk about is the scene at Micah's house. Micah and his wife. Micah is now aware of some strife between Marceau and Maurice due to a post. And I love how these black brothers are getting together to mend this situation. I love how their brother gave a dinner, him and his wife, to bring his other two brothers together so that they could have a civil dialogue about their relationship. You guys look at that scene. As black folk and families, take heed, okay? Take heed. That is a beautiful scene to me. That's a beautiful scene because sometimes you'll see women do that. They'll put together something, to mend fences, but this is their brother putting it together to mend fences. Um, and his wife is there. Uh, and before I think before Marceau could even eat his food, Kimmie said, "What were you thinking when you made that post?" And Tisha said, "Oh, so we just gonna get right into it, huh?" I mean, Kimmie didn't even let Marceau swallow his food before she asked, "What were you thinking when you made that post?" He says he didn't think that it would bother Kimmie and Maurice. He said that he thought that it would be a joke and that it would just make Maurice look complicit and it would be funny. There's no way that you thought that. There is no way, Marceau, that you thought that. Okay? He thought the end result would be that Maurice is not compliant. How can you do that whenever at the okay, this is the sequence. The reunion, it was brought up, right? And then Maurice, um, at the reunion, denied ever being in the presence of coleslaw, right? Then Marceau posts the picture. So your response to Maurice was for you to post the picture. So how did you think that he would not look complicit? Okay? I'm just saying, you guys, look at the actions. Um, this is why coleslaw thinks she's important. She thinks that she is important, um, because of something. We didn't even know she took the picture, okay? We just knew that Maurice that Marceau posted the picture. She's the one who came out on her Instagram and said she took the picture. Okay? No, it's just like whenever she was the adulterer, no one knew who she was. She's the one who came out and said, "This is who I am." You could have stayed in the closet and we would have never known who you were. So how are you saying that we are distorting your image? You're distorting your own image. So, but Tisha says she was not hurt at all because people uh, who or the people who are spreading the lies, um, because the people who are spreading the issue about Marceau are people who don't know her. So she's not hurt at all because she's not connected with those people. Is what she's saying. I'm not connected with them, so it doesn't hurt me. The only thing that matters to her is her relationship with her man. It does not affect her the way that it used to affect her. Marceau thought, well, I've already gone through that. Let's see. Okay, what's next? Okay. Maurice says to Marceau, because whenever Marceau said that he thought that it was a joke, that the post was a joke, Maurice says, well, what if the two babies brought out were funny? What if the two babies that were brought out about you were funny? And I thought, oh my goodness, they are going in as brothers. What then he says, what if I say what I know about the whole situation? Because he's Maurice is saying that he knows a lot more than is out there and he doesn't say anything. And that's how it ends, you guys. He knows a lot more that is out there, but he doesn't say anything. So that was that was a strong note to end uh, the first episode on. This episode was fire. I liked it. I'm gonna give it a 9.5, just because I want to save my 10. I'm giving it a 9.5 because I've seen the trailer right after the episode. They showed the trailer. The trailer is fire. So you guys, um, tune in to Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? It comes on, I think this week it came on Friday night. I had to watch the repeat of it. So I'm sorry, it's Friday night, I believe it came on. Um, but the next show I think is the 28th. Okay. But I do want to go ahead and end and say that I think that Destiny and Tisha are playing in the face of male. They have bonded to go against male, and we see that in the trailer. And I wrote on here that Kimmie is the new Tisha because she's not getting any answers from Maurice. And I think at that dinner, she was misdirecting things in the way of Marceau and Tisha because she knows things are already out there about them, but she should have been dealing with Maurice, who didn't answer her question. Okay. Um, and Martell is still a danger to Mel because he keeps lying on her. He keeps using her um, to get back at her for the divorce. So that's what I think is going on here. Just real briefly, you guys, I'm not going to cover it the way that I thought that I did was, but if you get a chance, I want you to go over to, and if you look at um, the information here on this video that I put in, the description of the video, I put in another YouTuber's name, KOOL. B is in Bravo, AJANTONEB. And I don't know how you pronounce Cool Bajanton, but he is talking about what is going on in the Ukraine and Russia. He has a very interesting and creative insight about it. So I want you all to go over and take a look at his video, at least the last three. And he also has another one that says that there are two wars going on here. Okay, look at that particular video. Yeah, it says there's no, the name of it starts out, there's something else going on apart from that war. That's the title of one of his videos. I found that whenever Black YouTubers like him come on and they have very interesting commentary, that YouTube blocks them in the algorithm. That does happen. YouTube has blocked him. In fact, if you do a search on his name, it's not going to come up. You may have to say his name and then the next two words be on YouTube. So that's why I put it in the description the way that I have. Um, Google, listen, Google is not as black friendly as you think they are. They may be friendly to some other YouTubers who were recently sued because those YouTubers are a part of the hacking process, as you're going to find out eventually. That person is also part of the hacking process. Um, I digress. I just want to say thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for watching me, and we will see you in the next one.